Hey, welcome to the Batman Drew podcast, the podcast that's about life, fandom, and all the other random shit in between. I am your host, the Batman Drew, Andrew Mills, and I always want to start out by just thanking you for coming and listening and checking out my podcast, whether you're watching it on YouTube or listening to it on Spotify or any other podcasting app or service. Thank you. It's a bunch of nonsense, and I'm just always excited to know that people are actually listening to it, and I just appreciate you. So today, we have quite a few things to kind of go over and talk about, but I want to start by just giving some basic life updates. That's always where we start here, right? We always talk about what's going on in life, and I want to hear about what's going on in your life. So don't be afraid to toss some things down in the comments and kind of let me know what's going on in your world. So this last week, we went as a family to go to see the Fantastic Four. For Scarlett and I, it was our second showing, but normally her and her family always like to get together for these tentpole movies, so we made it work, and we took Grayson to his first MCU movie, and he really enjoyed the experience. Now, I will tell you, if you saw my out of theater reaction of Fantastic Four, I wasn't a fan right away of the movie. I still don't think it's an amazing movie, but I did like it better the second time I saw it. But it hit differently. A movie about being a family and being able to see it with my son and it being his first MCU movie to see in the theaters. Yeah, it was a unique and it was a cool experience. So he really enjoyed it. I was worried, because he's 4. I was worried that he was going to, that he was going to not be able to make it through the entirety of the movie and wiggle and want to play and stuff like that. But for the most part, it really caught his attention, and he loves The Thing, so he was excited every time The Thing was on screen. But yeah, it was cool. We really enjoyed it. I will tell you though, I've made my decision. I am completely done with AMC theaters. So, if you're from Oklahoma, specifically Oklahoma City, you're probably going to know a lot about the Warren Theater. And the Warren Theater got bought out a few years ago by Regal. And to be honest, it really went downhill. I don't know if they're under new management now, or maybe Regal's trying to do some things to better their service and experience in the theaters, but it's gotten a lot better from where it kind of fell. But during that downfall, we decided to switch over and go to AMC theaters. Now, the problem in Oklahoma City is that the only decent AMC theaters that's around here is in Quail Springs Mall, which is in North Oklahoma City. We live south of Norman, so every time we want to go to the movies, it's like almost an hour drive, especially if there's traffic. And we'd been making that drive, but our last experience when we went to go see Fantastic Four the first time just made me realize that AMC is just a shitty movie theater chain. Between, at least here in Oklahoma, between the quality of theater, the service, everything, it just wasn't worth the experience. We had a much better IMAX experience at the Warren Theater and more for Regal. Now, there are some other theaters around Oklahoma City that we want to try. We've been to Flicks Brew House and we really like that, but that's almost just as far of a drive for us as AMC. So I think we're probably going to try a couple of different movie theaters along the way, but yeah, I think I'm done with AMC, and I don't know how you guys feel about them, but I don't know. I think they're just a shitty movie theater chain, and I think because they're the largest U.S. movie theater chain, they feel like they don't have to do anything to give you a better experience, and I don't know. For me, I think I'm done with them. So I will say shout out to, I don't remember the individual's name, but he's one of the managers at the Regal, Warren and more. Really went above and beyond to help us with some of the limitations that my father-in-law has for mobility. And so we're definitely coming back in large part specifically because of that individual. So shout out to the management team there at the Regal Cinemas, the Warren Theater and more. So, but yeah, Grayson enjoyed the movie. Family enjoyed the movie. I thought it was better the second time. We'll delve into a little bit of a spoiler review here later on in the episode, but yeah, it was just really cool being able to take my son to the movies for the first time to see his first Marvel movie. It was a really good experience. So now, recently, like this last weekend, Scarlett and I took a road trip down to Belton, Texas, which is about 30 minutes to an hour south of Waco. If you don't know where Waco is, it's about 2 hours south of Fort Worth. And it was Bell County Comic Con. Scarlett had gotten a couple of free passes for her cosplay when we were at Dallas Fan Expo, and she wanted to go. She was excited because they wanted her to come cosplay at the con. And I honestly just assumed Belton, Texas isn't like it's a small town, but it's not a major city. So I kind of just assumed the con was going to be a little bit on the smaller side. Come to find out, I think Scarlett told me on their website that they show that they're the largest independent con in the state of Texas. I was not expecting how big this con was and how many people were there. There were over 40,000 people that came out this weekend to go to Bell County Comic Con. And there was a shit ton to do. The great part about it is that it was really family friendly. They did a great job of making sure that there was activities to include for the kids. Now, we left Grayson with the grandparents while we went. But, yeah, between the vendors, between the cosplay, between the activities, the family activities and things like that. And then, of course, they had like their after parties and stuff at some of the local bars. It was a really fun experience. And so, if you want to know more, up on my YouTube page, part of the Side Quest series, there's a couple of videos I put there of the con, including being able to meet some of the vendors that really kind of caught my eye and some of the people that were there. So definitely check that out. But Bell County Comic Con, I think it's one that you got to put on your map if you're a con goer, especially in the state of Texas, because it's kind of centrally located in Texas. And so it's pretty convenient to get to from all different parts. And it really, I was kind of blown away with how much fun we had. So, but because of us going away for the weekend, I am way behind on the first episode of my Magic documentary. So that is supposed to air Tuesday, August 5th. I want to be able to drop it on my YouTube page by 7 p.m. And I have a shit ton left to do. So that's exactly what I'm going to be working on for the remaining of the evening right now. This is Monday, August 4th. So as soon as I get done with this episode of this podcast, it is all downhill from here, just in regards to the Magic documentary. So yeah, make sure to please check that out. First episode drops tomorrow, Tuesday, August 5th, around 7 p.m. So just remember, guys, that life is never going to be perfect, and we just got to make it work. And I feel like that's kind of what I'm doing right now in my life. I am on PTO this week, which is nice. So we'll see how much grace and time I get to get in this week. I'm really excited to be able to kind of spend the week with them. So, but let's delve into fandom, guys. Like I said, second viewing of Fantastic Four, I liked it better. I don't think it's a great movie, but I thought it was better the second time through. I guess since I knew what to expect the second time through, so I was able to kind of enjoy some of the things that I thought did work in the movie a lot better. Warning, if you because right now the movie's after, I think it's been out for like 10 days now or so. So like most people have seen it, but spoiler if you haven't seen Fantastic Four. I, again, thought the movie was better, but the things that I thought didn't work the first time I saw it didn't work the second time either. The movie gave too much away through the trailers. The movie gave too much away with the extra clips and scenes that they showed. This movie would have been significantly better, in my opinion, if it had not told us the plot points throughout, like Galactus wanting Franklin, and some of the scenes that you see in the clips that they've showed where, they're like, you're not going to get my son. Like, what did Galactus want? He wanted too high of a price. What did he want? He wanted our son. Like, all those things. Like, the movie is a short movie. It's just shy of 2 hours, I believe. Maybe even less than that. But some of the things that really were tipping points in this movie that could have been really impactful if you had not known about it, they just showed in the trailers. And I saw a lot of people comment that Marvel always does this. I don't think Marvel always does this, but I will say, as of late, you look at like Captain America Brave New World, I do think that movie would have been better if you had not given us Red Hulk. But I also understood because you were trying to bounce back and you needed people to go see this movie and you knew that was going to be a hook for people. So that one I give a pass to and I forgive because it wasn't a great movie. So I don't know if word of mouth would have helped Captain America. And I don't think people would have been like, oh, the Red Hawk's in it, but it's a shitty movie. Let's still go see it anyways. I think you needed to gain as much money as you could that opening weekend. And so I understood putting the Red Hawk in it. After I saw the movie, I was like, okay, I get it. Fantastic Four is a good movie. You know, I don't think, again, I don't think it's top tier MCU, but I don't think it's one of the worst things that they've ever done. It's a good movie. The problem is, again, that every time I think of the movie and I think of some of the most exciting parts and the things that should have been super impactful, we showed prior to the movie. And I think that's a darn shame because you didn't rely on your stars of the movie to deliver a performance that would have got people excited, because it did. Pedro Pascal played an excellent Reed Richards. Vanessa Kirby was a great Sue Storm. The people who played Johnny and then played Ben, they did a fantastic job as well. And I even liked, I always forget her name, but the woman who played the Silver Surfer, I really liked her in this movie too. But again, some of the greatest parts that you get in this movie, we spoiled long before the movie started. So I will tell you, some of the things that did really work for me, especially the second time through, Johnny. I think Johnny stole the movie, to be honest. I think all the actors did great, but I think Johnny's performance, especially when you start looking at what he's capable of, right? The movie sets up that he's a very intelligent individual. He's not just Sue's brother and along for the ride. Reed talks about how he picked the best 4 minds to go to space and how Johnny was one of them. So Johnny's smart. Is he young? Is he a typical dude? Yeah, sure. He has all the tropes that you expect from a Johnny Storm, but he's a very intelligent person, and you see that come through when he dissects the language of the Silver Surfer and is able to translate it and to learn her language. I think that you also see it whenever his plot, his plan to be able to try to reason with the Silver Surfer, which is ultimately the reason why the Fantastic Four won at the end, was because if you see the Silver Surfer coming through and changing her mind and realizing all this destruction has to stop, it came from that conversation that Johnny had. And if Johnny had never dissected the language, if he was just there to be there because he's Sue's brother, then none of that would have worked. So I think that Johnny was a great character in this movie. I do also think that after seeing it the second time, I liked the fact that Franklin Richards was a plot point. I didn't care for the post-credit scene with Doctor Doom being there with Franklin Richards. I don't think we need it. The entire world knows that Doctor Doom is coming, and we know that Robert Downey Jr. is going to be there to play Doctor Doom. The reason why he wants Franklin Richards is clearly because of how powerful Franklin is, right? The whole movie of Fantastic Four sets that up about how powerful Franklin can truly be. And I think it was a missed opportunity because seeing Doctor Doom at the end did nothing for us. It did absolutely nothing for us. I think a great way would end this movie in a post-credit scene, if you really want to show just how powerful Franklin Richards could be. I get it. He brought Sue back to life, and which I thought that was dumb, if I'm being honest. But yeah, he brought Sue back to life. So we see that. But there's a scene in the comics, if you know Franklin's story in the comics, where as a child he's playing and he builds a universe out of his mind, a universe he's actually playing with people and galaxies and planets and a solar system, and he creates this just out of his mind. I think that, because when are you ever going to get a Kid Franklin again? And so it's twofold. It's one, it would have been great to be able to have that iconic comic book moment translated on screen. but two, it would have really showed just how powerful Franklin Richards can be. So unless if they're planning on nerfing him and he's not going to be that all powerful space god that they set him up to be, and he can't do that. He has, his powers don't extend that far. Unless if that's the plan, I just think that we had a shitty post-credit scene. It was Marvel saying, hey, look at the dangly keys here in front of you. Don't forget you have Doctor Doom coming. We know that. And the MCU had never done that before. It sprinkled Easter eggs for us and led us down a trail of the way it was heading. But it was never at a point, especially in the first phase of the MCU, did it just dangle Thanos in front of us. It set him up, yes, but there was narrative plot points to some of the limited scenes that we saw Thanos, prior to the original or the first Avengers movie. And so I don't know, the post-credit scene, it just didn't work for me. The second post-credit scene was fine. I mean, that was just nod to the cartoons, but the first post-credit scene, I don't know, I just think it was a missed opportunity. Now I could go on further for things that I didn't like about this movie, but to be honest, that's not really what I want my channel to be about. So I'm going to talk about some of the things that I did really enjoy. Like I said, I talked about Johnny. I thought Reed Richards was really, really well portrayed by Pedro Pascal. I thought that the dialogue and the dynamic between the family really, really worked. And then I also loved how they scaled Galactus. I enjoyed the fact that at the end of the movie, you had that heroic mother moment where Sue realizes that he has her baby, and she uses all of her strength and all of her power to be able to save her child's life. I thought that was a very moving moment. I was a little underwhelmed with Vanessa Kirby's acting in that moment, but aside from that, I just thought that was a great way. If you're going to have Franklin Richards and you were going to set this up, that was a great way to do it. So overall, I don't give rankings on movies. It's either a thumbs up or thumbs down. This was definitely a thumbs up. It wasn't like I said, it wasn't a bad movie, but I wish that they had left a little bit more for us to learn and find out in the movie versus telling us before. So let's see if the new Spider-Man movie can avoid some of those same mistakes. Now, I know their partnership with Sony. I don't know if they are the ones, if Sony's the one who ultimately decides for the marketing for this movie and how to market it to people for trailers and things like that, or if that's up to Disney. I'm not quite sure how that works, but I really hope that we just trust these characters to be these great characters and trust the audience to have faith in Marvel again. So we'll see how it goes. I will tell you though, the internet's so divisive between Fantastic Four and Superman. They're both good movies, guys. They both are. They're both good movies. You can like them both. You don't have to be a Superman hater because Zack Snyder's not the one directing it. I will tell you, it's okay to have both Supermans. It's okay to have Henry Cavill in the movies that we got with him, and it's okay to have this new iteration of Superman. There's no divide here between DC and Marvel. Between Kevin Feige and James Gunn, they want the success from each other as much as anybody. So it's okay to like both. I'm just letting you know. I don't know if anyone's shared that with you or not. It's okay to like both. What it's not okay to do is to be a fucking idiot, mindless, yapping asshole. And that's what Rob Liefeld is being. Have you seen some of the stuff that he's come out and bitched and complained about the Fantastic Four movie? Listen, I will tell you, I know he had a falling out with Marvel after the last Deadpool and Wolverine movie. I don't know the details. I know the headlines. He didn't get invited to an after party. Boo-hoo. It is, if you haven't seen it, search it online. Go to TikTok, you'll find it, right? He hates this movie. He hates the experience. He is doing everything he can to dog this movie. And I gotta tell you, man, you are encouraging this sense of toxic fandom. It is okay to not like the movie. It's okay to go out and say, hey, like these were the things that I thought were bad about it. Like I'm telling you right now, I didn't think Fantastic Four was the greatest movie in the world. I felt like it gave too much away and too many plot points away through the course of the movie. But don't be that guy, man. Like, don't. Like, there's no reason for it. You're Rob Liefeld. You've given us some of the greatest characters of all time, some of the greatest comic book arcs, and some of the greatest drawings and comic book art. Don't be that guy, man. Like, it's beneath you. It really is. And I love Deadpool, and that's obviously what you're the most known for. My kid loves Deadpool, man. Like, you inspired my 4-year-old son to love comic books, to love superheroes, to love art, all because of Deadpool. Like, it is one of his favorite characters. And don't come at me in the comments if you're like, your 4-year-old shouldn't be watching Deadpool. Like, fuck off, okay? But yeah, man, like you inspired generation after generation with your characters. This is sad. And I just, man, not that you're ever going to see this, and even if you did, you don't give a fuck what I have to say, but it's beneath you, man. I really wish you all the best, but this is not okay. And all it's doing is promoting the most toxic of fandom. And I just wish you would stop, man. I really do. I just wish you would stop, because I think you're better than that. Quit making fandom toxic, Rob Liefeld, please. Guys, remember, life is too short to let people hate on the things that you love, like Rob Liefeld. Don't let them shit on your parade. If you like Fantastic Four and you love it, go see it. If you don't, that's fine. But don't be a little bitch about it. Alright, so for our last topic, we're moving into all the other random shit, okay? So here's our random topic of today's show. Did you guys know that there are some adult Chuck E. Cheese's out there called Chuck's Arcade? I just now found out about it. There's one in Oklahoma, where I live, at Penn Square Mall. And I'm reading this specifically. This is about a month-old article from CNN, but I'm reading it directly to you. Chuck E. Cheese isn't just for kids anymore. The arcade chain is opening a spin-off aimed at adults called Chuck's Arcade, which the company describes as a modern-day love letter to games and people who made Chuck E. Cheese great. Similar to the kiddie version, Chuck's Arcade has a mix of nostalgic arcade games like Donkey Kong and Mortal Kombat, and newer titles such as Halo and Connect 4 Hoops. Plus, each arcade is overseen, in quotes, by one of the chain's iconic animatronic characters, including Chuck E. Cheese himself, or other characters from his Much Make Believe band. 10 are opening up in malls across the U.S., with arcades in St. Petersburg, Florida, Tulsa, Oklahoma, El Paso, Texas, and St. Louis. Each location looks different, decorated with original artwork that celebrates the brand's past, according to a release. Okay. In theory, I love this idea. I think that if you can bring out the inner child in any adult, I think is a wonderful thing to do. My problem is that yes, this arcade is aimed at adults, but it's not adults only. There is a place in Oklahoma City, or in Moore, Oklahoma, called Main Event. Heyday. And we went for my sister-in-law's birthday, not this year, but last year. And then my wife and I saw that there was an arcade. We didn't have a chance to go play in the arcade, so we went back for our anniversary, just having a fun night out. And we went to the arcade portion of it, and it was garbage. Half the games were broken because you pay these kids part-time to oversee somebody's, kid who is not being supervised, breaking all the equipment, not giving two shits in the world, and you're not going to take care of it. And in theory, again, this sounds like a great idea. I would love to be able to go and play video games, arcade games, and stuff like that, and kind of be a kid again. But this model is broken. There are bars all across the country that do, these retro arcades, which are a lot of fun. And, of course, games break down. You get it, right? But it's in bars that are adults only. And although are adults the most perfect, well-behaved individuals in the entire world? No. But you have grown-ass people running a grown-ass bar with grown-ass adults as your customers. Not, Susie part-timer who is 17 years old, has a job after she gets off work has a job after she gets out of school so she can have a little part-time money, and having to try to, deal with mom and pop who just dropped their kids off at the mall and wanted to be able to let them run around and play while they go out for dinner or something. I grew up with a retail background. My first retail job was at the Lego store at Penn Square Mall. And if you think parents don't just drop their kids off at the mall and leave them, or drop their kids off at a store so that they can go shop, the amount of idiot parents I had to call the cops on because they abandoned their kid in the Lego store assuming that we were just free child care, it's not going to work. It's not. And, we're spending all this money for us to be able to, go and have this night out and to be a kid, right? And to be able to play video games and arcade games and enjoy it and have fun, but it's going to be torn to shit. And although I think that in theory this is a great idea, at the end of the day, do we really trust Chuck E. Cheese of all places to do what's best for their business? So it excited me for a second because I was hoping that it was going to be like an adult only, like you had to be like 18 or older to get in, but it's not. It's in the mall. It's arcades in the mall. Like they're trying to bring back some of those old school arcades that are mall based, and that's fine. It's cool. Just don't I don't know. I was just bummed, I guess, and I'm really only just kind of complaining about my disappointment in it. I guess there's not really a whole lot here for me to add. But it I don't know, kind of bummed me out a little bit. I was hoping for a little bit more, but I don't know. Have you been? Have you checked out one of the Chuck's arcades, the adult Chuck E. Cheese's? I think, even though again my mind is pretty set that this is gonna fall apart and it's gonna be shit, I am going to try it. And so I think probably this week while I'm on vacation, Scarlett and I will pop up there, go check it out, go see what it's all about. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'll report back. I'll let you know. I'm sure I'll post content about it. So, well, that's it, guys. Just remember to love all the awkward moments in between life and death. I just want to thank you guys again for being here. Remember to like and subscribe and all that other kind of fun stuff. I'm starting to post more content. You're going to get some more videos coming from my page and, of course, the Magic documentary. So, thank you guys again. I will see you guys next time at the same Batman Drew time on the same Batman Drew channel. Bye, guys.